Oh, this guy. At least he's not playing the Blaspheming Ancient right now. Okay. Let's see here. If I swap him, who does it bring in? It brings in Twilight. Well, I have to start with the Glimmerfly. Um, so he runs Sandstorm and Cleanup. I think I have to swap him. Hmm. Do I go for an attack or Dazzling Dance? Unless he crits with Call Darkness, he won't. He won't take my Flying Racial. I want Dazzling Dance as long as possible. Oh, he swapped. What? That's... This is the first time I've ever seen that happen. He actually swapped. I guess it was a decent swap, too. Because he knows I am going for Clone Dance. Well... Let's see here. I think what I'll do is I'll bring in the Infinite Hatchling. We take weak damage from Sandstorm. I can slow him, which is probably a good idea. Do I slow him first or attack him first? Let's slow him first. Because if he swaps in Twilight, I want to be able to attack him. I highly suspect he will stay in and attack me. Okay, so it's a speed tie. This is kind of crucial that I win these. Although, yeah, no, there's... I saw him swap once. There's no way he actually swaps twice in one game, right? I got a Dragon Racial. He dies here. He's below his flag, his Magic Racial, I should say. Um, okay. Yep, let's go for the kill. We won the coin toss. Please don't miss. Thank goodness. Okay. I think I might actually win this. I hate this guy so much. Uh, he doesn't have a way to counter. Oh, he's still faster. Dang it. Well, does he go for Soul Rush? Hmm. Maybe I just let my Infinite Hatchling die. Do I soak the magic damage with my Glimmerfly? That does not seem good. If he doesn't stun me, it's still worth it. Oh, he went for the Shadow Shock. That's good. Okay, so I can swap him here, or I can go for Dazzling Dance. If I miss, I just lose. So I think we just go for sweep, and then, if we miss, we miss. So yeah, let's send it. Okay, we didn't miss yet. I need Dazzling Dance. That is kind of just non-negotiable. So let's throw up the Dazzling Dance. We have Dazzling Dance and Temporal Anomaly now. So my Infinite Hatchling can actually outspeed both of his pets. 305 versus, yeah. I need to... Um, nice. He has no Surge of Light. Nice, so bad. All right. Let's see here. I think what I need to do here is bring in the Infinite Hatchling and then reapply Temporal Anomaly. Do I need Temporal Anomaly? Maybe I just go for damage. 396. I don't need Temporal Anomaly, actually, for my Jade Mist Dancer. And I don't think Cyclone is worth going for. We just need to hope that we don't miss. Oh, I missed. Ugh, this game is so completely fucking awful. I almost won, dude. If I just landed that, maybe my Jade Mist Dancer could win the 1v1 here, because he's only 864 HP. Can't miss now, fortunately, but... Yeah, he survives because I get a low end, and I missed my fucking breath. God damn it. I almost had him. There's just nothing I can do. I mean, he could miss, maybe. Wouldn't that be nice if like, he could miss instead of me, ever. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. It's fair. You miss, I miss. I got Dazzling Dance for 4 rounds. I would rather neither of us miss because I am playing Dazzling Dance, so that wastes, like, a turn, but... A low roll does kill him. I deal weak damage to Shady Murgleton, though. I think I still lose. Is it worth going for Rain Dance? He does so much damage. Yeah, I just have to, like... if I didn't miss, maybe I could have won. But I'm about to lose my Dazzling Dance, and I died of fucking Call Darkness. Ugh. Okay, well, here's what I'll do. We'll Rain Dance, and if he misses like 3 times in a row, I can win. I can't miss. Okay, come on, come on. Just miss 2 attacks in a row. Dang it. Fuck this guy. It's all good. I got teams for days lined up just for this retard. Let's see. Which one do I feel like farming him with? This one looks good. So right now he's playing the broom. Maybe I just stick with this one, because this is my... Oh, wait. So this is... This is my original team. So... Usually he's playing the Blossoming Ancient. Right now he's playing the broom, which switches it up a little bit. So the team that he hates queuing into is this team. I'm going to queue it up, see if I get him. And then I'm just going to look through these teams to see which one would probably do well versus the broom. The Rose Typhon's good versus the Shady Murgleton. Oh, fun. Well, of all of my counter teams versus him, this was probably the best one I could have picked. Actually, I suspect this is the same guy. I think it's the same guy. I have 2 Sandstorms. I think I can win this. Having 2 Sandstorms versus Sunlight team is... Generally, I would say the Sandstorm team is favored, depending on what pets he has. So all of his pets are slower than the Stormling, which means I can just stun him for free. Do I go for Wild Winds or just send the Sandstorm for Max Dam? I think I'll go for Wild Winds. I'm not sure if I want to go for Sandstorm or keep spamming Wild Winds. I think what I'll do is I'll press Wild Winds another time and see if he goes for Sunlight. Yeah. So now I can change that right away. I could have mitigated some of that damage. Man, look at that damage. That's insane. He actually did 821 damage in 1 turn. Insane. Insane that Blizzard thinks that this is balance. Alright, so we mitigate that photosynthesis healing. He'll probably swap to the Blossoming Ancient, so... I don't have my stun quite yet. Let's bring in the Pale Shell Crab so that when he goes for Sunlight... Oh. Oh, nice. He's sacrificing his Sunflower. I don't mind that at all. Let's take the kill here. Not playing to his win con. He should have swapped in the Blossoming Ancient. But I do have a pretty good matchup. I have an answer if he swaps because I have 2 Sandstorms. Now I have 2 Weathers and he has 1. Should be a pretty straightforward win from here. Don't see any real reason to go for Bubble. Just go for damage. As soon as he throws up Sunlight, we'll change it right back. And if he stays in, he's dead. Okay, don't mind that at all. He's probably going to go for, like, Emerald Dream or something. I don't know. Maybe he has Consume Magic. This team looks like it's maybe designed to counter Clone Dance. I think it's the same guy as before. But I have a good matchup with this team versus both what I'm fighting and... Okay, so I can't miss. Let's send the stun. We buy back our Sandstorm in a turn. But yeah, this team does well against what I happen to be fighting, and also that last team I was just fighting. It should win, especially with how badly he generally plays. I'm actually very surprised I actually saw him swap there. He doesn't usually swap. Sandstorm is up, so let's just send another Sandstorm for max dam. Assuming he has Consume Magic and Emerald Dream. I kind of feel like using my MPD for the strong damage. Because the MPD is not very useful versus the Blossoming Ancient. Just kidding, maybe I should swap back. I don't think it's worth going for Thunderbolt. Because he's going to go for Sunlight here, and I need to change that instantly. Can't be messing around on my MPD versus a Blossoming Ancient. I could go for Pinch first, but I think it's more important to mitigate the photosynthesis healing than to, like, min-max my damage. And actually, it would be less about min-maxing damage and more about I don't want to miss, so... Yeah, let's just attack him. And he's swapping. At least he's not doing extra healing on the back line. He doesn't have Sunlight yet, so let's bring in the MPD here. And this guy is going to heal a lot, but maybe it's better actually for me to just go for Thunderbolt. It's mitigated by Sandstorm, but I can deal some nice damage to that Blossoming Ancient. I'm not sure. I feel like any damage on the Magic Pet is irrelevant right now because he's just going to heal to full. So I will just... Actually, do I go for Decoy? Yeah, sure, why not? He can break it with Sunlight, but, I mean, any damage on this turn is irrelevant because he's just going to, you know, heal for like 1,000. Let's go for a Breath. It's nice strong damage, good crit. He's trying to break my Decoy with basic attacks instead of Sunlight, so that's good for us. And I can't miss any more. Okay, we went for a heal. I could low roll and not kill him, but he's most likely dead here. So let's take the chance of killing him. Nice, we high rolled. Well, not a high roll, but high enough. Actually, that was, yeah, about a medium roll. So, we'll go for Thunderbolt. It's going to be full damage. And then, even if he goes for Photosynthesis, he doesn't have Sunlight up, so he's dead. It's looking like it's just going to be Toxic S-tier teams, so I'm just going to play my own Toxic S-tier teams that counter his. So, got a Blossoming Ancient. We got Darkness. This team versus Twilight. So these two pets are decent versus Twilight. They're also good versus Shady Murgleton. The Broom is a problem for this team. I would say the MPD is probably my best matchup for versus him. So what I would probably want to do is start with the MPD. 1v1 the Broom. 1v1 the Magic Pet with this team, and then the Purple Puffer just... So I want the Purple Puffer in case I queue into the Blossoming Ancient. Maybe I play this team instead. It's a little slightly less specifically tailored to counter this team, but a little more well-rounded, maybe? I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to get one of these two, and I'd probably be better off with this team. So I'm going to send the queue with this team so that I can hopefully snipe this player. Because he's probably been dodging for the last 10 minutes, and he's hoping that I'll get somebody else. I could maybe play this team. It's basically the last team I just played, except I have the type in instead of the MPD. The type in's not going to be fantastic versus the Broom. Broom's a little bit of a problem. How about this team? So we got Weber's. Weber's is not very good versus the Broom. He's basically there to fight the Blossoming Ancient. And I don't think these two alone... I feel like Purple Puffer is going to be slightly less of a weak link versus the Darkness player than Weber's. It's hard to say. They're both pretty equally useless. I guess at least the Undead has the Undead racial, but... So what I could probably do with this team is if he starts with his Broom, I can start with Weber's and kind of just like trade Weber's. I can kind of trade Weber's for the Broom, and if he wants to swap, which he doesn't usually do, I can just spam root him, and as long as I don't miss, I can just trade Weber's for the Magic Broom. And then Twilight, Shady Murgleton should lose to this 2v2 unless I miss something really important, like a blind, I don't know. I should be favored to win this matchup because I have strong damage versus magics. I have a decoy that he can't break, and... but this team is not very effective if I queue into the Sunlight team. Maybe I would be better off with the Purple Puffer. I feel like I'm not going to get the triple Sunlight team again. But if I were, maybe the Purple Puffer would be slightly more helpful. Because like the Purple Puffer can pretty much solo this whole team. I mean, he can 1v2 these two pets, and then the magic pet is a problem. But we'll see. We'll just have to see what I get. I'm hoping it's, yeah, I'm hoping it's this guy. This is who I'm hoping for. He's likely to start with the Enchanted Broom. And so I will... You know what? If he starts with the Enchanted Broom, I can start with my Rose Typin and blind him. That way, if he started with the Shady Murgleton, I have the good matchup, and if he starts with the Broom, well, I can just blind him. And then swap to the matchup that I want, which is Weber's. Alright, now is it worth dotting him up? It might be, because... Actually, what if he swaps here? I think it's worth dotting him up because I can change that sandstorm to darkness, and then my dot will be ticking. Let's bring in Weber's, and then yeah, we'll see this play out how I was expecting it to. I can just kind of spam sticky web him, and I think it's better to go for Cult Darkness first, though. If he swaps out, he has a dot on him. I think he is extremely unlikely to swap out. Okay, so his batter's going to be doing extra damage to me. Fortunately, no miss. We got an irrelevant crit. Because I was going to proc his magic racial without a crit anyways. Let's just spam Sticky Web and trade Weber's for the Enchanted Broom. As long as I don't miss. This should be a matchup that I win here, I think. So he has to stay in. As long as I don't miss, I take the magic pet, and then I can web somebody else on the next turn. And that somebody else will probably be Shady Murgleton. The problem I'm seeing is there's a 10% chance I miss my blind, and that will be a huge, huge problem for me. I don't think it's worth it to go for Roar of the Dead because of the magic racial. Let's go for a Sticky Web. Okay, so I could play this extra safe and bring in the MPD. Go for Decoy, and then if I get stunned, bring in the Beast to take weak damage. I'm just going to really, 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 really hope I don't miss my Blinding Poison, and if I do, I probably just lose. You know, what can you do? Let's send the blind, and thank goodness it didn't miss. Okay. He knew it was coming, apparently. I guess he saw me press it earlier. And he's rooted, so I can actually just go for the guaranteed puncture wound. But it's slightly more damage to dot him first. So let's go for more damage, more better. We haven't missed yet, and he doesn't have darkness out, so I can't miss here. But maybe I just wait until. Do I put puncture wound on cooldown? I think I actually wait because he'll probably give me my beast racial. We don't have a beast racial, but he is now dead. And then, yeah, this is a 1v1 I should never lose. MPD at full HP versus Twilight. Doesn't matter what moves he has, he loses. I'd have to miss like 4 turns. So it should be GG. We can go ahead and blind him, get that dot rolling. If I miss this blind, it's not as big of a deal as earlier, because this guy doesn't hit quite as hard as Murgleton. Yeah, we should be in the clear now. Maybe I'll just play that other team. Yeah, let's just send the puncture wound before he stuns us. Rose Typin, you did fantastic. I'm not going to let you die. You're a good boy, and you deserve to live. Alright, we basically 2-pet him. Honestly, we could have just passed there and didn't even have to use our MPD. But we also didn't miss a single time, so if we miss even once, I think he could easily still win. But that's just the problem with Darkness, is it's so unpredictable. Well, that's not the problem with Darkness. That's one of like the 17 problems with Darkness and Sandstorm. Is you can always just get an RNG win. We could try this matchup and see if it does as well. I think it won't do as well. Because what I'd probably have to do is start with the MPD versus the Magic Pet. The Purple Puffer is pretty useless versus the double Magics. We could maybe play this team. I think this team should be favored to probably win. It seems a little sketchy. It's designed to fight Twilight Blossoming Ancient and Shady Murgle can do that. Shady Murgleton, because that's what he was spamming the other night. Yeah, here we go. This is what my night is about to look like, probably, once he decides to swap over. Maybe. Okay, let's see about this team. This team. I think can kill a Blossoming Ancient. It should do okay versus the Broom. I think I'm going to queue with this team. You can kind of see my thought process evolving. So we start with the team that I tried to snipe him with. This team almost always beats everything that he plays, because he almost never has a decoy breaker. If he does, it's the Enchanted Broom. We got 2 Sandstorms, so if he's playing the Blossoming Ancient, I can generally kill him and mitigate his healing if he decides to throw up a heal and swap to the back line. So that's where we started with, and then it turns into switch out the MPD for the Rose Typin, because a lot of the time, if he's not playing the Broom, the way he likes to play is he likes to start with Shady Murgleton, and so I can just 1v1 him Rose Typin versus Murgleton, which is a matchup I should win unless I miss a bunch and he crits. And then these two should win the 2v2 between, say, Blossoming Ancient and Twilight, or a lot of the time he'll have a Darkness Bird and Twilight. Either way, these two do really well versus all 3 of those pets. And so then I'm thinking, okay, we'll add the MPD back, because a lot of the time having the MPD is really useful versus him. He loves his magic pets, he loves Twilight. MPD's like the best pet versus all of those pets. He's just not good versus the Blossoming Ancient. So what I'll do is I'll have Webbers here as an answer to the Blossoming Ancient. I could one-shot him, root him, keep him from swapping out, and then Rose Typin still to give these Darkness pets a hard time. Not particularly good versus the Darkness Bird if he's playing the Dread Hatchling like he sometimes does, but I could probably use the MPD to take out the flying racial, and then maybe I can blind him. Have some decent success with the Rose typing. So this team's basically the same thing, except we're using the Cold Blight Surf Runner instead of Weber's as the Blossoming Ancient counter. A little bit of a silly pet. He's not very good unless he's specifically getting to 1v1 Blossoming Ancients. Purple Puffer is basically a better version of that. And then here, we have the same team, but we're going to use the Alpine Foxling instead of the Rose Typin. Alpine Foxling's a fantastic pet versus Darkness pets. But he's not quite as good. Okay, so he's using Bambi. He's going to probably start with Bambi. That's what he likes to do. I think what I want to do is he could start with Shady Murgleton. Let's start with the Rose Typin. My Rose Typin's going to do fantastic versus his whole team. And then he's probably just going to go for Nature's Ward into Stampede. I don't know. I think Blinding Poison will... block Stampede, but it might hit through. I'm actually not sure about that. I have my dot rolling. I think he's unlikely to swap. It's in my best interest to send the Blinding Poison. And then we'll test for science. If he goes for... Oh, he went for the headbutt. Lucky for him. I could swap for free now. He's probably just going to go for Nature's Ward. I could bring in the Pale Shell Crab, who actually has a really good matchup versus the Little Fawn. Although I am just barely slower. Maybe I hit him with Puncture Wound just to take some of that HP. Okay, so Stampede does get blinded. That's good. I think what we do is bring in the Pale Shell Crab. Can't really use Bubble. But I can use Sandstorm. That hits pretty hard. Maybe I go for Pinch and then Sandstorm? Because I don't want Sandstorm to mitigate my Pinch or make it maybe miss. Right, Sandstorm kills him now. Nice. Pretty decent start. He'll bring in the Shady Murgleton now. And so I think I'll swap to the MPD because I'll take weak damage from Soul Rush. If I get stunned, I'll probably swap to the Typin. He went for Call Darkness. He's switching up the script on me. He doesn't have a decoy breaker though, so let's send the decoy. Haha. Oh, he's so mad. That's what you get for playing Darkness, scumbag. Alright. I do strong damage to him. I think I will take advantage of that, although I could also swap to the Rose Typin. Let's go for an attack. No misses on my side yet. That's very good. Could also technically bring in the Pale Shell Crab. It's not that good. I don't have Sandstorm, but he doesn't have a Bubble Breaker. Let's go for another Breath. No miss yet. That's very good. If we land this, he's dead. And then I want to save my MPD. Oh, he missed again. How unfortunate. Okay, so I'm actually considering swapping to the Rose Typin to play it safe. Because Darkness is about to expire. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. If I don't miss a breath, he's dead, but if I do, then he has all of his cooldowns, and I'm in a rough spot. Puncture Wound does not kill him, so let's go for Blinding Poison. Oh, I love this matchup. I'm just barely faster than him. And I take weak damage from Call Darkness, which isn't the main reason I want the Rose Typin. It's basically just to be able to blind, like, Darkness and Soul Rush. Does he swap while he's blinded? This could be a decent cleanup pet for him. Let's go for the Puncture Wound. Yeah, he stayed in. Like a robot. Can Dax 1v3 the Rose type and the MPD and the Pale Shell Crab? I somehow doubt it. Oh no. So sad. Oh, I just cannot contain my grief. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I could pick a move. Oh, I'm just so sad that you missed that. Go ahead and bubble and let that dot tick away. I just really have to think about my moves here. I'm not sure what to do. I guess I'll attack him. That seems like a good move, but what should I do on the next turn? Let's take the full timer to think about it. I could hit him with this ability, or I could hit him with that ability. This ability does more damage. Okay. I think what I'll do here is... I'm kind of liking this pet here. We'll just go for like... I really got to think about this. I mean, I might miss. There's Sandstorm out, so... Maybe I should just like play it extra safe, and then at the very last second, right when the timer is about to expire, we'll press decoy. And then I just really got to think long and hard about my next move, because like I could try to go for the kill, but I also could miss. There's that 10% chance. I think it's a little bit safer if I just bring in my Rose Typin. And then, man, I mean, I might miss one of these attacks. I could miss the Blinding Poison, but I mean, if I land one of the attacks, he could die, but I think it would probably be in my best interest to Blinding Poison here. Yeah, this is working out well for me. So now he's going to miss that Call Darkness. He went for the negative 10%. So I still have that negative 10% chance, but I'm out of cooldowns, so maybe I'll just pass, actually. Because I don't want to miss. Like, I would rather not miss my abilities. Let me see here. I might get stunned here, but I don't want to miss. So I'm just gonna actually just pass. Now I have my Beast Racial, so that's good. You know, I might kill him, but I'm just gonna play it extra safe and wait out that darkness. And then let me see. I got 10 seconds to think about my next move, so let's use them all. Because I mean, like the longer this guy isn't fighting the rest of my bracket, the healthier my bracket is. Okay, so he did kill my Rose Typin. That was well played by him. He's doing a really good job. He could stun me here. So at this point, I think it's in my best interest to go for the kill. Oh, and we crit. Okay, yeah. Well, close game. Well played by Dax, the Twilight spammer. At this point, I expect him to start trying to break my queue. So let's see if I predict correctly, and he starts queuing on a yak, per usual. How are we doing on games so far? That's that 4 games. Well, we had the first one was a very close loss. I guess I'll go for like 2 more wins. So what do I think would be a fun team for him? Well, we did beat him with that team. Maybe I'll just play that other team that I wanted to fight him with, because this is kind of the original team that I settled on, that I think is the least amount of fun for him to fight. Very similar to what I was just playing. I have the Primal Stormling instead of the Death Adder / Rose Typin, so I don't have the speed advantage versus Shady Murgleton, but if he starts playing the Blossoming Ancient like he sometimes does, then I have 2 sandstorms. I wonder if... Is there any way that that is the same player? I feel like that's somebody else, but is this actually the... Is this the... Okay, let me think about what I want to do here. We got the Moontouch Netherwhelp. My team isn't very good versus dragons. Let's start with the MPD. I don't know if I can win this. Oh, yeah, he has Draconic Remedy. I might be fucked. I have a lot of aquatic damage on my team. He does... Wait, actually, let's do this for science. Does Furious Surge break Decoy? Oh, no, it does. Okay. Well, I was just doing that for science. Let's pick a better team, because I don't think my team can beat his. And even if it can, it's going to be a really long, drawn-out game. And I just wanted to find out if that was a decoy breaker, which it is. So let's pick one of these teams that'll do well against the triple dragon. In case you didn't see what he was going for, he's just running like Draconic Remedy with 3 dragons and Celestial Blessing. And yeah, if I have 2 sandstorms, I'm in a little bit of trouble. So I maybe could have won, but I'd rather just beat him more efficiently with like maybe this team or that team. Which team do I think is better? Maybe we just play this team. It did well for us before. I think it'll do well into both of those. But I want to know, is this loser the same guy that runs this team? He picked that team really fast. I don't think it's the same guy. I think it's 2 different players. Because this guy actually plays pretty smart. He swaps intelligently, and yeah, his playstyle is a lot more, I guess, adaptive. And like you can tell he's thinking about his moves. Whereas the other guy's just like banking on me missing a bunch. Huh. I'm guessing this guy is trying to counter that that dragon team based on his team. So I should be okay, but it's not looking too good here. Maybe he starts with the fledgling warden owl. I'm going to start with my tie pin. Speed tie here. I take weak damage from the Call Darkness at least, so that's good. I don't think I want to mess around with the Blinding Poison. I'm just going to go for the Poison Fang here. It's weak. It's a weak dot, but oh, he has a shield up. Well, let's go for Puncture Wound. He might swap out. I would be surprised if he does. I take weak damage from Darkness, so this is a fairly decent start. We take a fair amount of health. He's half HP and I'm a little higher. I feel like I'm ahead by about a turn now. So he probably goes for Sneak Attack, which means I cannot... I think I just actually... I think I stay in and attack as my best course of action, because the MPD's slower. This guy cannot take a Sneak Attack. That'll just be really bad. Maybe I just go for a Blinding Poison? Let my dot tick? If I win the coin flip and don't miss, that is hugely to my advantage. And I think I was already ahead by about a turn, so even if I lost the coin toss, it would just turn it into... an even matchup, which, I feel like his team could easily win if I miss, but... So he probably goes for Nocturnal Strike. I think I want Twilight versus MPD. We've seen that goes well for me. He went for Quills. Didn't expect that. Can't go for Roar of the Dead because he has a dot on him, but I can root him. Or I could just go for Call Darkness. I think Call Darkness is the best bet. Oh, what if he's tricky and brings in the Frost for Rat? Okay, he didn't go for it. At least this way, even if he brought in the Frost for Rat to soak my Call Darkness, it comes back off cooldown faster if I want to save Webbers for later, which I don't, but... Okay, we trade the Undead for the Flyer, and then this is a 2v2. I should win. I would be very surprised if he can manage to win this. He dies to a Thunderbolt, So yeah, he needs to bring this guy in and just go for a shield. Okay. Now, what is the safest option here? I have a speed tie. He could maybe crit me with that. I kind of like the idea of bringing in the MPD and not dealing with the speed tie. We'll go for the Thunderbolt to kill him if he swaps. Take a Call Darkness, but yeah, now he's dead. This guy has no decoy breaker. MPD's like the last pet a Twilight wants to be fighting. So we'll press that decoy. I might have to depend... Oh, he has Twilight Fire. This is the saddest Twilight of all time. Yeah, not only does he have no decoy breaker, he doesn't even have a basic attack. 2. He passed. He passed. I guess what else can you do when you have a 1-turn cooldown on Twilight Fire? So we don't have to... Actually, if we blind him, does he still break my decoy? I think he does not. Let's find out for science, because I'm already ahead enough. Oh no! That was a waste of a blind. So if he's blinded, good to know. He can still break my decoy. Oh no, I missed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, he used Surge of Light while he's blinded, so that was a questionable choice. Okay. We're in the same situation as before. If he crits me with Call Dark... I missed again! Oh no! Okay, I still feel like my MPD should be just fine. Do I just send the Puncture Wound for max dam? I missed 2 attacks in a row. I think we just go for the Puncture Wound, actually. Alright, so he has no attacks right now. He could technically miss if I miss all of my attacks, but... Actually, I just really have to miss, like, 1. Actually... Yeah, this could be really bad. He could stun me here. Okay, he's stunning me. Twilight Fire takes my mechanical away. Oh, he missed. I think as long as I landed this next attack, I was going to be fine. It actually almost cost me the game that I went for that blinding poison while he was while I had decoy out, but I just didn't know. That actually wasn't BM like I was with the other guy. This is a different Twilight player. I just genuinely wanted to know if he's blinded. Does his attack still take English? Do his attacks still take a charge of decoy if he has a 0% hit chance? And the answer is yes, it totally does. So now we know. All right, one more win, and I'm going to call it because yeah, these games are just a dumpster fire. I feel like I'm going to get that same guy again. So we played this team into him. That did great. He somehow keeps dodging this team, but I've already fought him with this team before. I don't think I'll get this triple dragon guy again, but I probably should pick something that has a decent chance of beating him. I feel like, this team is okay versus Blossomy Ancient and not great. Especially what if I get like this flyer with Nocturnal Strike? I think this team is pretty screwed. The Purple Puffer is just such a liability. Let's look at Darkness teams, because I think I have an idea. Maybe this team. So we got the MPD, we got the Vengeful Porcupine, the Blazehound. So the Blazehound is decent versus Twilight, decent versus the Flyer here. Not great versus the Critter. The Vengeful Porcupine is fantastic versus the entire team, and then the MPD's good. I think I can take out 3 dragons with Draconic Remedy with this team. And then as far as shitty Murgleton spammer, I mean, MPD versus Twilight is a matchup I should do good on. Vengeful Porcupine is decent versus most of his pets. It's not good versus the Broom, but he swapped to the Bambi. So it's hard to say what he'll be playing. He might be playing Bambi. He might swap to the Blossoming Ancient. If he has the Blossoming Ancient, this team is in kind of some trouble. I don't know. I just hope that he doesn't. I don't hope I don't queue into a Blossoming Ancient with this team, but it's been doing good for me so far. Right now it's 13-0. Are there any other teams? If I really wanted to play it safe, I think I would just play this team, but, well, I don't know if it can beat this guy, and I don't really want to waste 15 minutes finding out. Because this is basically like a pseudo Blossoming Ancient-esque team. It's just designed to, like, chip away and heal, and if you don't have, like, humanoid damage or just, like, lots of strong attacks versus him, it will out-heal your damage. I guess I could have tested it, but I didn't really want to fight this team. I want to fight these guys with my counter team, see how they do. What else could I maybe play? Let's see here. So, thinking the Nightshade Sproutling, but Murgleton is faster, so that's not great. If I get the dragons, then yeah, Murgleton will be great. I think what I'm actually the most worried about is Blossoming Ancients, which this guy sometimes plays instead of the Bambi. But if he does, I have like 7 teams lined up for him, so I'll just play one of those. I'm just going to play for one more win and then call it. He's playing Itch Bite. This should be a good matchup for me, I think. He probably starts with Itch Bite. I think it's in my best interest to probably start with Blazehound. If he brings in Shady Murgleton, that's not what I'm hoping for, but if he doesn't stun me, I can go for a trap. So, I can't miss. Do I swap him out? That brings in Twilight. I think we send the trap first. Maybe I should have swapped him, but oh well. I kind of want to take as much damage from Itch Bite as possible because he's a bit of a problem pet. Don't really want to be stuck fighting him with my MPD doing weak damage, so let's just attack him, see if the trap saves us. And at this point, I die to Call Darkness, so let's not depend on the trap since we can just swap him out. And then I can save my Blazehound for later if I want to. I don't want to, but I could. But yeah, I don't really want him to be stuck in a 1v1 versus Murgleton, so I think what we'll do here is attack him. There's always the chance the trap interrupts him, and it totally did. I think it's going to be game over. I don't see a way that he can win from this point on. That trap was pretty much the perfect time for it to go off, actually. If I could have asked for a better time, I don't think I could think of one. And I can throw down another trap now. Yeah, that was the perfect time. It's actually better that it went off there than if it went off instantly. Yep, let's just send the magma trap. The sooner it's down, the sooner it can go off. Oh man, yeah, he should have started with Murgleton and just played for the Soul Rush. We could actually retrieve him, but no, let's just go for damage. He stays in. I mean, he does play really badly, but also this is a pretty bad matchup for him RNG wise. We'll go ahead and bring in Murgleton. These two easily win this 2v2, so I have nothing to worry about. Let's stay in. Ooh, he crit. Good thing he didn't stun me. So now he can't stun me, which means... Oh, he wastes his Call Darkness. Really high IQ there. Alright, well, it takes 2 Powerballs to outspeed him. But that's totally fine. I'll be faster than Twilight in 1 Powerball, so even if he tries to get tricky and swap and save Murgleton for later, He's fucked. It's game over. I could miss like 4 attacks and still win. I don't know if I can pass as many times as I did last time, but I could definitely pass some turns and still win here. Man, he's really thinking about his turns. He's giving me the same treatment I gave him last time. You think this guy's mad? I sure hope so. Fuck him for terrorizing my bracket. Oh, you missed. How very tragic. Alright, let's go ahead and mitigate some damage from Spirit Spikes. Spirit Spikes sadly can miss, but I'll at least mitigate damage. Oh, and no miss. Okay, so that's good. 353. Let's just go for a flank in case he's smart and swaps. Nope, he's just going to stay in and die. He's actually going to kill himself with Spirit Spike, so that's good. And then, yeah, Dex is not going to 1v2. I have a full HP MPD. And he has to go for Darkness now for any chance. Nope. Okay, 0 chance that he wins. I survived with 14 HP. He had to go for Darkness now and hope that I miss, like, 7 attacks in a row. So yeah, we just played nothing but MPD all day, and it went great. I probably would have lost to the Triple Dragons, but the good news is the Triple Dragons guy will get farmed by all these Darkness teams, so I don't think I need to worry about him. It's possible he's also one of these 2 players, but I feel like he's somebody else. I think this is probably the... If I were to guess, I don't know who this player is, but he is probably the 20,000 PvP wins player who got like half of his wins by spamming this team for like 3 years and making poor Kovok quit the game. So I guess now he's just... Because this team probably wouldn't win consistently versus all this Darkness. Actually, versus that last guy. Yeah, Murgleton's tough for Anomalous. I think he could be the same guy. Now he's just trolling the bracket. But I mean that team isn't hard to beat. It's just that this team would probably take a really long time to win, and honestly might lose. And I really just wanted to stay and find out, does Furious Surge break Decoy? And it totally does. So that's kind of cool. It's still not a very good ability, but I mean, that's nice that it breaks Decoy, I guess. Good to know. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to call it for there. That was 5 wins. Every single one of them with an MPD, and yeah. Yeah, MPD is just really, really, really good versus these Darkness pets. One of the best counters besides just like playing maybe Triple Sandstorm. Triple Sandstorm also does well because... Well, it's much more RNG. It just depends on like keeping up in damage with the overtuned damage of Darkness. So yeah, I think it's bedtime for me. This is a pretty miserable bracket to queue in. I can get wins. I can get consistent like high win rates versus them, but I don't prefer to play the MPD all day long. I would rather just play like fun teams versus fun teams and try out different combos. So I think I'll just wait till tomorrow probably to keep queuing. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.